He was talking about me and Mike when he said here with you. So he's just been very happy to talk about food with us again.
Don't put him between us. Okay, we can't have this. Mike Minotti in the rotating chair. Oh, that feels good to say when it's not about yourself. What's up, Mike? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's nice and crisp fall weather here. My Guardians are down a game against Jeff Grubb's very evil Detroit Tigers, but hopefully we can fix that very soon. Otherwise, yeah, good.
Nobody cares about your league. We only care about newly minted fan Jeff Backlar, who's now all in on the New York Mets, baby. Let's go.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, it's the first time in like 25 years that I've cared about this team. I'm very excited. I'm a baseball fan.
You should really get into
this.
Mr. Met, though. I would like that a lot if you had a lot of Mr. Met branded stuff.
That's the thing I like the most about baseball is Mr. Met, because they had a big mascot costume on Conan.
I thought you were going to say mascots and just Mr. Met, though.
No, they kept doing bits on Conan in the late 90s where Mr. Met would like hang himself and stuff, and it was always very fun.
I remember that. Yeah, I take it, Chef, you're a Yankees fan?
No, I honestly, I'm not that into baseball. If I'm being totally real, I'm into being bald and not showing it, so that's why I wear a variety of Major League Baseball hats.
That's my man right there.
Yeah,
We got an all-baldy show today. How about that?
Yeah, there it is.
Balds
4 for
unite.
4. Jan doesn't count because he's behind the scenes.
Baldies with glasses. There we go. I got
Baldies
that going,
with
too.
glasses too.
Yeah, very diverse group of guys on this program today. We're very proud of it. Let's go. Let's go Mets, baseball, sports. No, I'm excited. I'll be honest, guys. I'm more excited for my dad because my dad is such a Mets freak. It's been like who knows how long since they've mattered, and I'm just excited. So I hope they do well for his sake because when they do well, he's in a better mood, and that's good for the entire Bacalar clan. How you been, Chef? What's new with you? What's going on in your world, bud?
Guys, it's a whirlwind. It's it's the same shit, different day. I've just plugging away, keep making the reaction vids, trying to grow the YouTube channel and whatnot. Just kind of taking it a day at a time, taking all the opportunities that come to me, and just super grateful for everything, including being back on the voicemail dump truck. So excited.
Well, I just missed him in Minnesota. He was here at the state fair.
I was, yeah.
And I was just coming back from Germany when he was here, and I missed the whole state fair this year because of the travel stuff. But you didn't ride the rides at the state fair, but you seem to enjoy your time based on the YouTube video.
I had a great time, dude. Like I loved Minnesota in general. I had a blast at the fair. There's a lot of people. I'm not the best with crowds. Like I don't particularly like being smack in the middle of several 100,000 people, and it was like the busiest days of the fair were the days that we were there. But like it's that Minnesota nice. Like I know it's like a passive aggressive nice, but there really is just a bunch of nice people in Minnesota, dude. Like it was just great. I had a fucking blast.
It's a palpable niceness, and I had Minotti out here last year for a charity stream, and I want to call him out as we get into the food stuff here because Mike, your whole thing against fruit, and we've been diving into this even since you were last on.
Against an entire genre of food. All right.
Yes, he won't eat them because anything he thinks he's going to bite into it, and it's going to be like a water balloon that gushes into his mouth. We were in Germany a couple months ago, and he bit into it. He hated the Lindor chocolate because he's like, "This is what I imagine fruit's like. It's just a bunch of stuff gushing into your mouth." But this motherfucker, I took him to Matt's bar and got him a Juicy Lucy.
Oh, I love a Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, Mike, what did you think of that Juicy Lucy?
It was amazing. It was great. Yeah.
What's that? What's a Juicy Lucy?
That's just a cheeseburger with the cheese inside. And it's like it's molten and very gooey. Sure. I don't know if I'd say liquidy necessarily.
But dude, it literally busts in your mouth when you bite into it.
It does. You got to bit the steam
clip that, Jen?
So you think an apple explodes in your mouth more than a Juicy Lucy?
I have never said that.
That's wild.
You say
I'm
this.
asking you. No, I'm asking you this.
I think, Dan, you're just coming out a little too hot out of the gate here, going all in on Mikey.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about this, though, because I have a theory I would like to
feel
present
like
to the board.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to present a theory to the board.
So let me say what's right. Let me say what's correct about what you said. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Lindor chocolate thing did gross me out. I forgot about the liquid chocolate, and I did not like that.
Okay.
I know I'm just not much of a chocolate. But I don't
Whatever.
like that.
Go on.
I generally don't like the texture of a solid with a liquid center or a watery
That's
center.
fair.
Yeah.
I don't like soup dumplings for that reason.
Really?
Sure,
Interesting.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like, no, you're right, because the soup could also be like scalding hot, and it just surprises you, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What the
It's
fuck is
scary.
this?"
But apples don't have that problem.
No,
They're very
and if-
wet. It's
and
different.
if you ate an apple, you know.
They're very wet.
Wet.
The water content is too much.
I
in an
love that,
apple.
like, you have this idea of like, I've bitten to an apple, and out comes nothing but apple sauce. Like, it's just so
Not how it
insane.
works.
It's
And
so
to be clear,
insane.
because this comes up, and I see it in chat, I also hate gushers. Never liked gushers.
Oh my god.
My
Who cares?
theory that I present to the board is that my breadth of weirdness and weird little food
God.
things and experiences, the breadth might be wider, but the peaks of weirdness are higher with Mike.
Absolutely not. You think all of that just now is weirder than the egg white thing?
Look,
I mean,
That's a-
I still think about that.
as you should. And also, guys, listen.
Yeah.
Chef is here as a chef, not a judge. Okay.
I know. It's not going to a verdict or anything. But hey, Minotti has recently
like
come out as
gavel?
You need a
anti-water.
gavel.
He's anti-water.
I'm not anti-water. That's another lie.
Anti-water? What the fuck is
I'm
going
sorry,
on
I'm
here?
drinking water right now. I'm drinking
know-
a nice
No, you're
carbonated
not.
You were
bubbly.
going at water recently.
That used to be water. Mike.
You know
I know.
Have you seen those videos on TikTok where it's like I'm getting my like preparing my water for the day, and it's like a giant fucking Stanley bucket, and it's like anything but water. It's like ice, like 3 things of Crystal Light, different flavors. Like it's just everything other than just putting water into a fucking Stanley. They're like, but this is my water for the day. It's pretty
You
wild.
don't have to prepare it much. You don't really have to be a chef for that.
I'm drinking water right now, actually.
Oh,
me
very
too.
brave of you.
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
we're all drinking water.
Yeah.
That makes me. I think that begs the question. Like, chef, what are you getting the most annoyed at from like the TikTok food trend world right now? Like, what's kind of pissing you off?
I mean, like, look, obviously the biggest thing is waste, is just like getting all this food, making some bullshit recipe on TikTok, and like, they're not eating it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's all this, 2 bags of pasta, a hunk of Velveeta, 3 things of cream cheese. Like, this is all money and food that somebody could be eating. But I guess, fuck, like, if that's your money, I guess you're entitled to waste it how you see fit. But like, when I was raised, I had to sit at the dinner table until everything was off my plate. Like sometimes bordering on child abuse for like several hours. You know what I mean? So like, food waste kind of just, it gets to me. But
I think
guess,
that's a completely reasonable pet peeve to have, for sure.
The thing I see, because I don't have TikTok, but I see some through chefs' feeds on Instagram and stuff, is this chocolate guy that makes the tractors and the screwdrivers and stuff out of chocolate. That is wild what he's doing.
yeah, that's art, right? Like
Yeah.
That's art.
It's art. It's he's using industrial machinery and all kinds of crazy techniques. And a lot of people say that's food waste. I disagree because like you're building a sculpture that lives on forever. So there's an element to art of art to it. And I've been to his studio and you can see them all like kind of there's a hallway and they're all lined up. So they do get, there is some purpose to them. And a lot of them get commissioned for, he made a giant Lego for A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. And maybe they eat it. I don't know.
If
I
you're
know he
keeping
uses good
those-
quality chocolate. He does
If he's-
use good quality chocolate.
If he has them on display, is it a thing where it's like when you finish a puzzle, does he have to like spray puzzle glue on it to make sure it doesn't melt or whatever?
I think so. I know that like initially when he makes it, everything's edible, including the paint. Like the paint is just cocoa butter that's been colored.
Oh my
with
God.
safe food coloring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll ask him. I will ask him.
Dan learned a lot about chocolate recently. We went to a chocolate museum when we were in Germany. It was good. He learned all about the cocoa beans.
Is that a
and the
euphemism for something?
trees. No, it really happened.
Very
German
literal.
chocolate.
Did you know
Shiza house? You went to a Shiza house?
it comes from trees? Isn't that fucking crazy?
No.
Hold on a second. You're just figuring that out?
Oh, he
Dude.
was literally standing in front of like the display in the plaque of like a cocoa tree and like the fruit, and he was being like, "So where does chocolate come from?" And we're like, "Well, Dan."
Staring
If you
at
would
the
look
answer.
behind you, and he
seem
refused
like it
to
should
believe
come-
it for a while.
It doesn't seem like it should come from a tree.
Okay. Where does
Fair.
it seem like it
That's fair.
should come
That's
from?
fair. I mean,
It
that's
seems like
fair.
Animal Crossing things come from trees, like apples, bananas, and
What?
grapes. Like not
Animal
Dude,
Crossing
I know,
things?
I know. He doesn't speak the way anyone else speaks.
Look, My family is full of farmers.
Money.
I've spent way more time on Animal Crossing farms than shoot farms.
All right, fine. I'll be.
Farms. You're only on work farms. You're like,
No, only working farms. Kayfabe farms,
I've been
brother.
working
Don't
on the
humor him.
shoot
Do not
farm.
pander. Please do not pander. We have a no pandering policy on the dump truck.
I'm going to start my own farm called Kayfabe Farms.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Family of grocers. Listen,
yo,
where do you think? So fine, that's fair. I'll be charitable. I'll play along. Sure, it doesn't look like it should come from trees. Where should it come from?
That's the thing. I've never thought of that before. But gun to my head, before I went to the chocolate museum, if you're like, where does chocolate come from? I would have thought, God damn it, I wouldn't even know where to start. I guess I would maybe get to beans, but I wouldn't know where the beans came from. I don't know where beans in general, like, do refried beans, do black beans, do pinto beans, do all those come from the same... Is it trees, vines, ground? Like, are all beans coming from the same general phylum of Earth?
yeah. At this point in the process is when the gun goes from your head to the person who's holding its head. And they're like, fuck it, I just don't want to hear about chocolate
This isn't
anymore.
worth it. This isn't worth finding the answer.
Oh, God. You should have been there when he was asking about rice last week. We're trying to explain rice to him. That was
We were talking
good.
about rice?
Yeah.
Rice
You,
to people.
you have no
Oh,
memory.
yeah. You
of
said
it.
rice patties, and I Googled it, and it looked crazy.
Yeah, he's learning about that. It was fun.
Like, to be fair, I know I say my whole family was farmers and stuff, but no one that I like grew up with and around. It was like I had my dad who knows but actually I would say my dad knows way less about food than I do. He's the type that last time he was here, he saw, quinoa on like a quinoa crackers or something. What the hell is this quinoa crap? Like, so I think he knows less about food than I do.
He thought it was
he was my
Velcro.
What kind of
primary,
farm
and my
is
mom was a waitress at night, so I was usually making my own food and stuff when I was at her house. So it's not like all these Reichert farmers were like influences on me by any means.
Sure.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, obviously.
Someone in chat says, where does he think crab legs come from?
He likes crab legs. He knows it's from crabs.
He knows.
He's a seafood guy, yeah.
He's a seaman. I get it.
And also all of my family, including my father, were grocers. So I did spend a ton of time in the family grocery store. Every day after school, I would walk over to Reichert's
Doing
Market.
what?
Not
Running it for like 100
learning.
years.
Yeah.
Not learning anything.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, no, they ran. My dad knows a lot about like the prices and stuff.
There's
with
no
food.
fucking way you grew up in a grocery store and didn't figure out the egg whites weren't the shell. I refuse to believe.
I
Oh,
mean, it
that's such a
closed
good
in like
call.
93, so I was 9. So it's not like I was old
there
enough
are
to
some
work there.
holes in this story.
They're
Yeah,
not.
man. No, you're
I'm starting
right.
to, I'm minority reporting some shit. Right now. I'm putting it together, man.
You're right. Like, how could the blinders be on in such a way where it's like, who knows how any of this stuff gets here?
I was just, while they were
Right.
cleaning up the store the other day, I was just riding the carts up and down the hallway. They would make
there we
paper
go.
towel mountains and stuff. And then
right.
like all the teenagers would like throw me in the cart and shove me through the paper towel mountain.
That
And I,
does sound
whee! And I
fun.
wasn't thinking
Yeah.
about eggs.
Yeah. No,
I was
that's
climbing boxes in the stockroom.
honestly, that tracks. I got no notes for that. That makes sense.
I always
You know.
wish I was locked in a store overnight. Like
Yeah.
in
What would be your favorite? Is it Walmart? Because it should be Walmart.
Probably Walmart. Probably Walmart. Like you think it's got the most. What was that movie, by the way,
Yes.
where the dude was locked in the store
With the
overnight?
with the girl.
Career opportunities? Was it career
man.
opportunities?
No memory of that.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. He was locked in the store overnight. I think it was a Target, if I'm not mistaken. But you need some sort of department store with multiple. If you're gonna do a montage, you can't do a montage in a fucking LL Bean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need bikes, you need video games, you need,
Yeah, I think
Pharmacy.
I want Sam's Club, but I want like the samples ladies to still be there.
Costco would be good.
Yeah.
Costco would be good for
So
sure.
just me and the people who make and serve the samples of the frozen food.
Just you and them
So
are
that-
there.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can't play
Just
with
me and
They
all
have
the
to-
employees.
They have to be at their station.
And they don't
They
care
can't play
or,
with me.
or realize that it's 4 a.m. and they're still on the clock.
Yeah, there's those
And
with
the's
their
only
little
one
toaster
cup.
ovens.
There's
making
one
we go home now,
Tostitos. Yeah, this is great. I love this.
Like, are we allowed to go home now? We've been here for 22 and a half hours. No.
I might need
I need
another
bagel
Tostino
bites.
in
Yeah.
another hour. You
No,
better stay
baby
over
Mikey
there.
requires
You know, one of the
you to
worst
stay.
feelings in my life, Mike. Now you'll sympathize with this. Is now I got this Invisalign shit, and I have to like brush my teeth every time I take them out and stuff. And I go to Costco a lot, and I'll walk by. I was there a couple days ago, and they had these sweet little pizza pocket things that they were giving
yeah.
samples of, and beef jerky and fruit snacks. And I couldn't because I can't be taking these shits out every fucking 2 seconds. I don't have my
That
toothbrush
sucks.
with me.
You can't do spontaneous
No.
eating, and that's
No.
terrible.
You know how many times I've been at a party or something? Somebody's like, try this. I'm like, I can't. It
Yeah.
sucks.
You know what?
Awful,
Let him go
man.
crooked.
My condolences.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just let him go crooked, man. It's not worth it.
Near
Is
the
what
end,
it sounds
I
like.
think. Yeah.
You're almost there.
Yeah.
You made it this
Yeah.
far, fuck. You know.
How long?
It's been almost a year, but they just gave me another 15 trays, so a few more months.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
almost
And then after that, another
you can
15
eat all the
trays.
egg white omelets you want.
That's not certain.
Fucking crunch your way through a bunch of egg whites.
There is, look, I am not as weird about eggs as Mike is about apples because, like, we found there was a
Always
place.
about me somehow. It always comes back
Well,
to
yes,
being
this
about
is a
me.
Deflection.
frequent topic of
Deflection.
conversation between us. I found there was a food truck here in the Twin Cities called Scramblin' Egg, and we were looking at their Instagram. And it's like, damn, this looks good as hell. And my wife and I got some egg sandwiches from there the other day, and it was super duper good. And I can eat and enjoy eggs and egg based things. It's not an avoidance thing like Mikey with the fruits.
That's a complete lie. There's like you talk about how you hate mayo, and then
I haven't really had mayo that much. I love
Okay, how about-
aioli. I haven't really had mayo.
and then I'm like,
Hold
well,
on
you
a
know,
second,
there's
dude.
mayo
What?
and ranch, and then you're just like,
No,
I
there's
refuse
not.
to
No, there's
believe it.
not.
That's what you do. You just refuse to believe it. How is
That's
that
what my dad
better?
does with things he doesn't like hearing,
Oh,
and it works for
Your
him.
dad, who you constantly tell us is a crazy person.
Yeah, who you actively dislike.
No,
Yeah.
that's not true at all. And he's probably watching.
We're
He's
glossing
great.
over the fact that that Dan said he's had aioli plenty, but hasn't
Garlic
really had
aioli,
mayo.
fantastic.
Yeah, I know
No, garlic
exactly,
aioli I
Chef.
love.
Exactly.
No, chef, he doesn't know like what's in stuff, and you know
Okay.
he just makes these like sweeping statements from an uninformed position of like,
Got it.
huh? There's dairy in everything dairy, like you know. So that's where he's operating from. Is really
Aioli's mayo with a better publicist.
ah nice.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's a different name. It's just it's a different
True.
thing.
You got us
For
there.
sure.
Yeah, thanks for breaking down the joke, bud.
It's like Dwayne Johnson and The Rock are different people. You know, The Rock
Go
is not
on.
Dwayne Johnson. You know,
Is this your TED talk?
Well,
Let's hear
hold
it.
on a second.
right? Does that apply?
No.
You just worked yourself into a shoot, brother.
Well, it's working for me.
Oh God! All right, I guess I'm sure we'll regress back into this
Reel it in,
nonsense as we
dude.
go on.
Reel it
but
in.
We're gonna have to at some point get to voicemails because if you couldn't tell, this is a call-in program. 707 exit flu. That's the phone number. Jan Ochoa, kind enough to curate a laundry list of voicemails for ourselves and the good chef. Chef, you have access to this list. Is that true?
Where is it? Where's it at? Is it in my email by any chance?
I think
I don't see
Jan
it.
might have put it in the email with the link.
email.
Oh, voice
Hey,
of God,
the
Jan
voice of
Ochoa. All
Thank you,
right.
God.
While you're taking your time finding that, we will go to Mike Minotti to choose the first voicemail, and then we'll swing back around to you, Chef. Mike, you have the pleasure of picking
Yeah,
the first voicemail.
Let's keep the train of thought going and go with brand of mayo.
Okay.
Mayonnaise. What is it? I mean, I think I know. I want to know if Dan and Minotti know. And I want Chef to tell them. And what's your favorite brand of mayonnaise, Dumpers? Here in the South, we're Duke's people. I know many people that do not consider it mayonnaise if it's not Duke's mayonnaise. Do you guys know about Duke's mayonnaise where you are?
No.
Anyway,
Really?
mayonnaise.
If I were to guess,
Yeah,
I
this is
would
gonna be good.
say
I'll let you go first, Dan.
Here
I'll
we
let you
go.
go first.
Dan. Go.
it's like a sour cream mixed with bacteria mixed with butter situation.
Okay, so that was completely wrong.
I think you're 0 for 3 there, bud.
It would look like if you mixed all that together, it would look like mayonnaise, right? So I'm close at least
Yeah, what-
aesthetically.
So wait, the bacteria. Let's dig a little deeper into that. What do you mean, bud?
Well,
what does
because
that
I know, that's why I don't eat yogurt. Is because it's filled with like amoebas and shit. And like, I don't
Probiotics?
eat.
Oh, hold on. Do you eat sour cream?
No.
Okay. All right. Carry on. Go on.
Yeah, see, my logic is airtight.
mean? Sound airtight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like the idea. Like that's why I don't eat yogurt. Is hearing about like, oh, it's just filled with bacteria, and all I can picture, and when I look at a spoonful of yogurt, is just cartoon amoebas, like Ren and Stimpy amoebas, like just crawling all over each other. And it's like I'm not going to eat this like giant virus.
Sure.
So I
Giant
think in my
virus.
head I associate mayonnaise with yogurt because it kind of aesthetically. But I love ranch, so that doesn't make sense.
It's wrong. What mayonnaise actually is it's raw eggs, and then you drizzle in a fat, probably an oil of some kind, while it's kind of getting spun around and emulsified. Then you usually put like lemon juice or something a little acidic in there too, a lot of the time, and then it thickens up, and you got mayonnaise.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, one person's right.
He's got it. He's got it. Typically, it will have a little bit of mustard in there as an emulsifier, like just to kind
See,
of
Mike, you
bind
were
the
wrong.
two.
You're right. You
It
got
helps.
me.
It helps bind the oil to the egg yolks. But yeah, you got it. You
Well,
got it,
you
Mike.
just turned me
You're
even
way,
more against it
Dan,
because I
you're
don't eat
way
mustard.
fucking off, dude. No, you don't eat mustard either.
But you
Like,
told me what it actually is, and now I want to eat
Correct.
it less because I don't eat mustard.
That
Well,
makes sense.
Your whole bacteria thing is just so brain broken in a way I can't even begin to describe to you.
Yeah, there's tiny little living organisms on everything, anyways.
But
Yeah,
not, not
everywhere.
made out of like amoebas like yogurt is.
What? It's
sure they are.
probiotics. It's good for your gut.
I
it's
take
like
I take probiotics every day.
so then you
what-
take the thing in yogurt. That's the primary bacteria that
I have,
you're
like,
thinking
gel
of in
caps.
yogurt.
They're not like just loose flopping around.
Oh, so you
viruses.
don't like the liquid center?
Oh,
Is it?
you can't throw that on me.
Are you averse just to like cum-esque foods?
No, ranch.
Cum
Ranch
adjacent.
is like the
Cum
top tier
adjacent. Yeah,
condiments.
yeah.
No, ranch,
Ranch is great.
absolutely. What else is there?
Ranch
I'm not
is
a big
cummy.
condiment guy. Yeah, a white cheddar melted is
Ranch
good.
is cummy.
I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's just
I've
I think
never heard that
mayonnaise
sentence
adjacent
before
stuff.
in my
It's
life.
more.
There
It's
we
not
go.
cum, it's mayonnaise that I don't want mayonnaise adjacent things.
Aioli, that's fine.
Garlic aioli is fine. I don't know if I've had. Well, if I see like, oh, it's a chipotle aioli, I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
very
ethnic,
different.
right? That's a little.
Yeah,
that's,
it's worldly.
Chipotle. Oh yeah, and it's like red, so it can't be mayonnaise.
I noticed that all the like food YouTubers I watch, the only mayo that they use anymore is either Duke's or the Kewpie mayo
Kewpie,
from Japan.
yeah.
Yep, everybody's real into
Ooh.
Kewpie right now. Kewpie's
it's
having
delicious.
a moment.
It's very good mayonnaise. Yeah.
Is that your
I'm not
go-to?
also for me. Yeah, I like Kewpie. I'm not averse to a good old Cool Whip though.
Yeah,
Not Cool
okay.
Whip. Ready Whip.
Ready Whip, got
Not
it.
Cool Whip. Cool Whip's the fucking whipped cream one. Ready Whip has like a little bit of like a tang to it.
I like the
Oh.
Cool
You know what
Whip.
I mean?
Cool Whip's
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Cool Whip,
Good to know.
Cool Whip is good. Probably
I'd
not
just
on a
eat that with a
sandwich,
spoon.
but a Cool Whip is good. I've done that.
I would do it on
eat-
a sandwich.
Yeah, Dan's.
Oh, you know what? You know what you could do is you make like those Japanese fruit sandwiches. Mike, you won't like that because it's got fruit
No,
in it.
absolutely
but
not.
you take like 2 pieces of white bread, cut off the crust, and then fill it with like some strawberries and Cool Whip. Cut that.
that like a
bad boy in
7-Eleven
half and eat
thing?
that. Pretty
Like
much,
the, like,
yeah. In
Convenient
Japan,
food
they
stuff.
do
That's
those, yeah.
great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
I gotta get some Kewpie, man. I gotta try that out. Oh, I haven't had that yet. I know I'm gonna like it. You know, you're like, oh, that's definitely made for me, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you, caller. We got to the bottom of that in record time. We're gonna go back to Chef and have you pick the next voicemail, sir.
All right, let's go to follow that swirl.
Hey, dumpers. You ever, when you're scooping an ice cream that's got like, like peanut butter or like chocolate or fudge or like ripples in it, do you ever just follow that swirl? Because you just want a little bit more fudge.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
What's he referring to? Like when you're
Can I-
scooping it?
Before we get into that, I just need to point out that while he was describing, like, you ever get into some ice cream and etc., all three of us were like,
Yeah.
Hell
all four
yeah.
of us were like,
Man.
yep.
I
we
don't
were
have
just
much of a
nodding
sweet tooth,
in
but
unison.
I do like ice cream. Dan was you were in Seattle with me when we saw that ice cream place, Salt and Straw, and they have one of
Ooh,
those
that's
at
good stuff.
Disneyland. So I saw that, like I was just like in such a good mood for the next 30 minutes because I was getting some ice cream. Oh, I love it.
That was
I mean,
delicious. Yeah.
just nodding along like, go on, brother,
Yeah,
preach.
yeah.
I never
Free.
scoop it though. I never have it in the house because I think if I had like a tub of ice cream in the house, I would just go irresponsibly
actually
into it.
Yeah, it is kind of, yeah, you're right. It's the same reason why I never buy a box of Oreos. If I'm out and somebody offers me an Oreo, that's great. I can't do that to myself here. Just
Sure.
have Oreos in the house. Like, I'll die.
It's nice. It demonstrates awareness and, the awareness of a lack of self-control. And
Yeah, exactly. I know who I am.
I think that's totally fair.
I love this concept of following the swirl.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful. Like it sounded deep.
You know, I know exactly what he's talking about as well. And
Totally.
and further to that point, there's like if it's not a swirly ice cream, it's like a chunky ice cream. You're digging for some extra some cookie dough.
Yes.
A couple extra or mini Reese's cups or whatever. You know what I mean? Just trying to load up, and then that one spoon turns into another spoon, and next thing you know, half the thing's fucking gone.
So, well, it's a big chunk, right? You know, like you had to mine it out.
But then
like
the problem is too, when you go back the next time, your greed in your first shot has now taken the majority of whatever flavoring, whether it be the swirl or the or the chunks.
Right.
Now the next time you're left with fucking just base.
It's
You
just
just
a
have
crater.
vanilla ice cream now.
Yeah.
That's like once you get past the halfway point in a McFlurry, because like all the Oreo is going to be at the top and it's going to be amazing, and then you got nothing. Whereas like
I
if you
haven't
get like
had
a pint of
McFlurry
Ben
in a
and
long
Jerry's,
time.
it is spaced out so well. Like I love that Americone Dream, the Stephen
Oh,
Colbert,
the Colbert
flavor.
one.
Very good.
Oh my god, with the waffle cone pieces and stuff, and that is just dense throughout the whole thing. Like that Ben and Jerry's stuff is great.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I always crater out that big cookie dough chunk, and then I'm like, oh, excavation complete, but now I'm left with nothing.
Yeah, right. Like it's temporary satisfaction and long-term suffering.
Yeah. At what cost, I ask you?
At what cost? Exactly.
Do you have a favorite go-to like sloppy ice cream, like cheapo ice cream? Like Dan, you're a McFlurry boy. We all know that to be true. I used to love those Dairy Queen blizzards with the mixed up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not true, but the Dairy Queen has an almost perfect texture for soft serve.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there isn't better, but there for sure is, and better quality for sure. But like there's something about just a Dairy Queen cone. You know what I mean? Like,
and they're very particular about getting that swirl right on the top. Speaking of
little
swirls,
Superman hair curl at the
Yeah.
top
Yep, that
there.
little cowlick.
yeah,
Yep.
and then they always like turn it upside down to like show you how like it's actually thick, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. Thank you for the show and tell. I appreciate
This is all
it.
chemicals.
They used to have free kiddie cones at McDonald's. So if you were a kid, you could, ask for that and get it for free. I took that well into like, I was like 14 or 15, and I would ride. I think I started working at McDonald's when I was 14, so it's probably 12 or 13. But I would ride my bike, and I knew the McDonald's in the area, and depending on who was working, some were okay with me taking the bike through the drive-through to get free ice cream, and some were like, you're too old and get the fuck out of the drive-through. You're on your bike. But some were cool.
That's you find a cool drive-through. You're laughing. There was one when I was young. I could go through my rollerblades.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Nowadays you can't get away with that. But
Nah.
also nobody uses rollerblades anymore. But
Because fast food's gone too woke. That's why.
That's what it is.
I told you my story about going to McDonald's on 9/11, right?
I don't know if I've heard this.
I don't know. No.
I went to I got out of school and I wanted to go rent a movie. You've heard that I rented Jacob's Ladder and watched it on 9/11. This is on the way to rent Jacob's Ladder. I went to McDonald's and I went to the drive-thru, and the guy that because I knew him because I went there every day when I worked at Funkoland and shit. I pull up to the window to pay, and he's like, dude, you see what's going on? And I was like, yeah, man, holy shit. And he goes, yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. Something's finally fucking happening, right? I was like, oh. I would just like my number 2 meal, please.
Man, not much going on with that McDonald's employee, huh?
It really is
He was very
a
excited
very
about
different
9/11.
country depending on where you go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure is. Wow. It's like,
was
well,
gonna ask
honey,
if it
here's
was-
the good news.
Yeah, I know where you were.
Yeah.
I like the thought of like I don't like the thought, but I see Dan watching the second tower drop and saying, you know what? I could use a Big Mac right about now.
No, I went to McDonald's and,
What?
and rented Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, all this terrorism is making me hungry.
Like,
Because I
so
remember
strange.
in the beginning, they show a skyline shot and the towers are there. And I remember that first night just being like, oh, this is going to be weird for the rest of time, seeing movies set in New York.
You weren't just
Jesus
like
Christ.
glued to the news at least for one
Yeah.
day, because a
No,
lot
we
of us
were-
had a problem for like a week after
No,
that.
we were
Legitimately.
every hour
Yeah.
in class. Every hour had
Yeah.
it on the news, except for my sociology teacher. Who's like, fuck that. I know every other class is watching this. We got shit to study for, but every other class is
You
watching
guys
it.
remember like very shortly afterwards they did like a comedy night in New York?
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of people, and they had Adam Sandler there as Opera Man. he did an opera bit about Osama bin Laden.
Oh, Jesus.
I think about that opera man bit quite a lot.
So who's picking the next voicemail?
Yeah, thank you, Chef. It's
I'd
going
like
to
sing
be
for you, and that's
getting
a
us
no.
out of that impossible pivot. Dan Reichert, please
let's go with
save
Dan.
us.
Let's go with Dan was a culinary genius.mp3. I think it was supposed to be is.
Just about your Papa
Hey, I
John's
recently
pizza.
tried Dan's super special Domino's order,
I knew it.
the thin crust sausage pizza with barbecue sauce. And for shoot, it was maybe the best Domino's I've ever had.
For sure.
So thank you, Dan. And my question is, when did you guys first realize that Dan was a culinary genius? Also, P.S. Dan is way weirder than Mitch. Are you kidding me? It's not even a question. That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
I like this guy for the first part of the podcast.
Good, good turnaround there at the end.
Yeah, way to save yourself.
I
So
never
what's
saw
this
that was-
pizza? What's
it's
this
not that
pizza?
So
weird.
here's the pizza. It's not that weird at all. And every time I introduce anyone to it, they're like, holy shit. Okay. It's just you do a create your own pizza at Domino's. You do thin crust. That is critical. I'm not as big on their hand tossed. Thin crust, replace the marinara sauce with barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Put Italian
can do that?
sausage. Yeah. You can change it to ranch. You can change it to barbecue. You can like buffalo, whatever.
What?
But you change it to barbecue sauce. You do Italian sausage, and then you get a couple sides of ranch to dip it in. And I swear to God, it's the best fucking like
There's cheese
cheapo
on
delivery
this?
pizza. What's that? Oh yeah, cheese. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's like
okay,
cheese,
okay,
barbecue sauce, Italian sausage, thin crust, ranch for dipping.
All right. I'll try it. I'm going to try that.
Please.
It doesn't sound that weird to me.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't sound weird.
It doesn't sound weird. I will order it and report back.
Please.
I'm sure it's
yes.
very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it.
Chef, you sure you want to do that and
Yeah, fuck why? I've eaten worse, dude, for sure.
just put the reputation on the line just for Dan? I mean,
That's not my
You'll love it.
reputation. Like I give a fuck. Like I said, I've eaten worse. I'm just gonna let you know if it's shit or not.
It's not.
I mean,
You're gonna
But
love it.
here's the thing. Even if I don't like it, that's only my opinion. Like people always get pissed off when I like rate stuff, and I'm like, hey, dummies, if you like it, that's great.
yeah, eat
like-
slop. You know?
We've been reviewing video games for a long time, so we know
Yeah.
exactly how this
Like
goes.
fuck, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't care what you eat. What you eat does not make me shit. Go ahead, do whatever you want. It doesn't bother me. Like I don't really much care for like fried pickles. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like deep fried pickles. Fucking can't stand them. It's a textural thing. I just don't like them. They're like one of the most popular appetizers in the entire United States of America. You think I'm like, oh, all these people are fucking stupid. It's just something I don't like, right? People just don't have that ability to. Like,
Yeah, I think Dan
Being
and I are
critical.
both anti-pickle in general. Though.
Very
general?
anti-pickle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Probably
told
not
that apparently.
shocking.
apparently
the
I did-
ultimate picky
it
person
does-
thing, right?
It does track. It does.
I guess I
track,
did eat
yeah.
some on a stream like a year or two ago, and I forgot about it. But I don't. In my head, I haven't had one, and I wouldn't like them.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
But let's go around the table. The question was, when did you realize that I was a culinary genius?
I mean, that implies that you are making the thing, and
I made
I don't.
things.
You can't cook stuff, man. Come on, what are we talking about?
Like 3 times in the last month have made shells and cheese, and I've never done that before. And I'm scared when I do it because
just macaroni
we have
and cheese.
We have no, it's I've never done the Velveeta. I've done Kraft as a kid, but I've never done Velveeta, and I'm still scared every time I turn on the oven top. But I've been doing it. I know how to boil water now.
I realized that Dan, when you were a real big, brave boy who was able to turn on his stovetop and make macaroni and cheese for himself, that's when I thought, here's a culinary genius.
Yeah.
Look, I really just wish I didn't have to deal with like active explosion gas throughout my house whenever I want to boil water. That's why I don't cook.
Okay.
You could microwave the water if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Good.
To
yeah.
a boiling point?
It's
Yeah.
hot enough.
Hot enough.
It's hot enough.
I used to make ramen like that in college. I would just
Sure.
microwave the water.
Yeah, most people.
Well, yeah,
do.
easy, man.
I mean,
could do
that's how a microwave works, right? It heats the water molecules in food. So if you only put water in there, chances are it's going to get it pretty hot.
I'm not remotely afraid of microwaves. My grandma was always like, "Don't stand
Interesting.
too close to it, or it's going to give you
Yeah.
cancer." And like, I'll stand. I'll put my head right up to the microwave.
That's what my parents used to say as well. Don't stand in front of it. Don't do any of that stuff. And hey, I mean, we're all bald-headed fucks, so maybe we shouldn't have listened.
Jury's still out. Jury's still out
all
on
that
that.
time we spent like looking at that hot pocket in there. It's like, oh, is it hot yet?
Literally melted our scalps. But hey, you
Yeah, I
know,
was like, oh, I feel
whatever.
tingly up here for some reason.
As for when I figured out that Dan was a culinary genius, I'll let you know. I'll
I'll tell you when it's going to be. It's going to be
I'll
when
let
you
you
eat
know.
that Domino's.
It might be actually. Like it does sound interesting.
If you like it a lot, will you say that on video?
Yeah, of course,
you will say
100%.
that. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
No, you will say I am a culinary genius.
Would that be more a Domino's thing?
Well, I say that you're a culinary no.
Yes,
Yeah,
if
like-
you like it a lot.
It doesn't make you a culinary. You're just ordering differently.
I've never
Yeah, I'd be
seen
like,
a
you're
single person order
okay
this
at
before.
culinary stuff.
Yeah, you're just
That's
okay.
about as far as I'm willing to go.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
And I feel like barbecue instead of tomato
Standard,
marinara
it's
sauce.
been done before.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
I've never seen anyone else ever order this pizza before, and every time
mean, that one
it's a
specifically,
revelation
maybe
every
not.
time I introduce someone to it.
All right. I'm gonna try it. I'm not opposed to trying it for sure.
Oh yes.
All right. We'll have to report back on that. It's my turn. I'm gonna choose burger.mp3.
Burger.mp3.
Yo, what up, Dumper? Greg from Phoenix here. I am the GM / owner, operator, franchisee of a burger chain restaurant. And I wanted to know, what is your favorite burger? I know you guys are going to have Chef Reacts on here, so I just want to hear his opinion, as well as the rest of the guys on there. I know we talk a lot about weird food, but what's like the best goddamn burger you can have? I love a nice, delicious burger with some avocado. I like American cheese. I hate cheddar. I don't like the way it melts. Don't talk to me about it. I know. And then maybe like an over easy egg over top, just some bacon. Yeah, so good. What's your favorite burger?
All right.
Okay. Thank you, caller. All right. I'll start. I picked this. I'll start. I like when I do eat red meat, which I'm eating less of every day. Just want to make that clear.
For you. Good for
Thank you. I'm trying. No more in the house. Only when I go out.
Okay.
Medium rare burger. Give me Munster cheese. A couple grilled onions. Some sauteed mushrooms, and let's throw a big old runny egg on the top of that.
This
And
egg
that's what I'll
thing
do.
sure is popular these days.
I
huh?
like eggs on
There
burgers.
must be
We
plenty
call
eggs
it
on
the
burgers.
Good Morning Burger.
Whoa.
That's it. Yep.
From The Simpsons, you remember? Top it off with a fried egg.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
oh my god. I actually just had a burger a little bit ago. I went to see my butt doctor, and there's a great burger place right by them.
Just prepping for the appointment there. Just kind of.
No, it was after. It was after. Don't worry. I'm considerate.
You're like, I got a good report. I can totally destroy it now.
Yeah, there's a local place here called Sespe Burger, and it's just like, it's smash burgers, which is definitely the way to go. Aside from the Juicy Lucy, which is probably the best burger I had. Can't get that here though. But just like these smash burgers, so that's why I like just smash burgers with like double American cheese and then a burger sauce of some kind. I think they just straight up use Thousand Island dressing there, and that's good enough. So just give me that with those either steamy buns or toasted buns. As long as it's a smash burger, those are so good. Works every time.
It's meat and cheese every time, which is, I realized I was just at the Nintendo Museum and their cafe there is called Hatana Burger. And like the whole gimmick is it's a burger place and it's like a fun, like they gamify it where it's like, pick one of these, pick one of these, pick two of these, and we'll throw all this stuff. What color bun do you want? One, like, I think that's the whole gimmick. And I reported in my article that like, it's kind of a so-so, that's kind of one of the most mundane parts of the museum is the burger place. But then I realized I did just get meat and cheese and didn't do any of the stuff that's supposed to be fun about it. So, mileage may vary, but always meat and cheese. That's it. Plain.
Just straight meat and cheese, huh?
That's
You
it.
don't like,
Yeah,
you don't like
that's-
burger sauce?
No flavor crystals.
I don't know what that is. Well, so that's why it's like there's a time I was going to McDonald's with my dad and he was driving and he was going to have to order for me. And he's like, I am not, we're going to go in and order because I would not feel like a man if I ordered a plain cheeseburger. Sure, I'm going to take a plain cheeseburger. So we had to park and he made me go in. So I said plain cheeseburger. So he didn't feel weak or whatever.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with why you still eat cheeseburgers like that to this day.
Yeah. or any of the other trauma you clearly have gone through.
I honestly, I'm with Mike on this one. It's a smash burger, 2 patties, caramelized onions, a burger sauce of some kind, American cheese, 2 slices, steamed or toasted bun. Perfect. Don't need to do anything to it. That's what I like. I go I'd rather go 2 thin patties than 1 thick patty all day long.
Absolutely.
I'm a part of that. I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crusty thin patties are so good.
Mike, you mentioned the flavor crystals. Should we just do that now?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
tell the
mentioned them, but sure, yeah.
I'll take
You wanna
credit
tell
for it,
Chef?
though.
You wanna tell
Okay.
Chef,
All right.
you
Chef, we
wanna-
didn't. Flavor crystals don't sound familiar to you.
I don't recall. No.
Confessional
Okay.
time. Here we go.
This was a thing back when I worked at Game Informer. We were getting burgers or something, and I said something about like, "Oh, I don't eat onions. I don't like onions." I think I might have even said I've never had one, and at that time it was probably true. And they knew that I loved White Castle, and they're like, "Well, what do you like when you get White Castle sliders? Do you like not get do you not get the onions?" I was like, "I don't come with onions on them." I'm like, "What are you talking about? They like by default have onions." And I was like, "Mine don't." I'm like, "What comes on your sliders?" And my boss, Andy McNamara, asked me this, and I said, "Oh, it's just like it's meat, cheese, and the flavor crystals." And he's like, "What?" And I said, the flavor crystals. Like that's one of my favorite parts. It's like the little fun like flavor burst, flavor crystals. And he's like, "Do you mean the onions?" It's like, "No, I've seen an onion. It definitely wasn't an onion. It was, I think, because of the form factor." I definitely never considered for a second that they could be onions because to me, even when they're cut up, they're like big, circular, crazy, chunky things.
Yeah.
But I've seen the white because every burger I've ever eaten, I've inspected. And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, there's like they put like a fun White Castle crystal on here." And I love the taste of them. They're fucking great. But I still
Proprietary.
won't have onions on burgers.
This is the man who was even before we started was screaming about how I'm weirder than him.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was really trying to push that narrative before we went on.
And now you know why.
Flavor crystals is fucking crazy, dude. Like, because also that's not a thing. So it's not like it's not like, oh yeah, like that's flavor crystals. You know what I mean? Like
Been to White Castle?
Yeah, obviously.
How
but
would
like,
you describe those things?
Chopped onions.
chopped onions. Yeah.
But not like traditional. Like if I asked a police sketch
But,
artist
like-
to draw me an onion, would it look like that?
Oh my God.
To draw you a diced onion?
No. If I said, "Officer," I don't know if it's the officer that draws the stuff or if they hire outside, whatever. Just the guy
We'll
doing
get
it for the
we'll
police.
circle back to that. Yeah, sure.
If I said, "Draw me an onion," do you think any police sketch artist would draw White Castle crystals?
Dan.
So
then
what?
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
So
if I
you
said
know,
draw
like,
me a cow, they're not going to draw a cheeseburger either.
Yeah.
Yes, they prepared the onions for you
Yeah, dude.
for consumption.
there are knives. You know, there's the things called knives. You can cut pretty much any food into almost any shape.
But I bet if I said,
it's
"Draw me a
crazy.
cut onion," it would still look like a
Dan,
big circular
the-
junky thing.
The analogy you are giving does not make it okay. Like it is the wrong way to prove your point.
Am I
It
wrong,
is
though?
ineffective. Yes, you're wrong.
You think a police sketch artist
has
would
nothing
draw-
to do
Dan,
with
you're
this.
right about this, but it doesn't prove your point in any
It
way
has
whatsoever.
nothing to do with flavor crystals.
I'm right.
Here's my thing though. Like, why would you go? Like, flavor crystals are just not a thing, right? Like, so it's like
Yes.
for you to say like, oh, those are the flavor crystals. Like,
Yeah.
that
You invented it.
because
You
they-
invented it.
They were a visible item on my burger that had a distinct and good flavor to them.
Yeah,
and
onions are
I
great.
Flavor
did
being
not
onion.
recognize it as something I knew, and so it's just like, oh, it's like those little crystals they put on it that give you the burst of flavor.
It's just you're right.
Yeah.
though,
I thought it was
Chef.
a
Yeah.
proprietary
It's just-
White
I
Castle
mean,
Yeah.
thing.
Salt is technically flavor crystals.
Yeah, MSG.
Even
Sugar.
more so.
I throw that in the
Sugar
same
would be
bucket.
considered a flavor crystal.
I thought it was proprietary. The way that like
Sure.
oh,
they got you on
um,
a technicality, I think. Is what
Like
they
they-
got you on. Yeah.
They
Oh, the
they're
woodpecker's
only
back.
grown in the royal garden at the White Castle.
Yes, that's right.
Like,
How
there's-
did you
there's a-
react to this, though, Dan? Did you decide, oh, I guess I like onions, or did you start ordering your
No.
burgers without onions there now?
No, I still never get onions. If I go to White Castle, I'm absolutely not. I just say,
No flavor crystals.
Plain.
No
I just
flavor
say-
crystals, please. And then they look at you like
Four
a fucking
cheese
lunatic.
sliders,
But you
and-
said you loved them before. You said they were your favorite part.
No. That's what I'm saying. They come with. I'll go and I'll say, hey, give me 4 cheese sliders. Like no ketchup, no mustard, no pickle, no anything like that. But like, yeah, load me up on flavor crystals.
So
Okay, you
wait,
still want the
Fair.
flavor crystals.
no, but the question is like, so that means you don't get onions on anything else, though.
I never once have.
See, that's what's also just
no,
like
I take it back.
insane.
I have ordered like rodeo burgers and stuff, the ones that are like barbecue with the onion rings on
Oh,
it.
you eat
But-
onion rings.
But no. I will surgically remove the onion part and just have the breading.
Oh, so
My
it's-
mom,
it's
my
worse than we
my
thought.
my late mother used to do that actually.
It's
That's
good. You get all the
that's a
good
real
stuff and none of the
thing.
bad stuff.
So I understand that she would order onion rings and just eat the batter, except for Burger King onion rings, because there was so little actual like resemblance of a real onion in there.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
It's just all batter.
Am I making this up, or was the rodeo burger originally part of a promotion movie tie-in thing with the film Small Soldiers? I'm pretty sure that's when they introduced the rodeo burger.
Really?
I think they tied it into one of those little toys in that movie.
I think it was another Jay Moore vehicle from the mid 90s. But could be wrong.
It's not just onion rings. I remember like my dad almost went insane once when I was at his place and he had frozen jalapeno poppers and he, we made a bunch and I like took them and I would just take the jalapeno out, throw it in the trash and just, dip the breading in the ranch. And he's like, what are you like? It's a jalapeno popper. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm still getting the essence of the jalapeno, but I don't have to eat the actual gross part.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, you get enough of it. Like I like the flavor of peppers a lot more than I actually like the texture of peppers. So sometimes, yeah. Even if I pick out peppers from something, I kind of like the little flavor at least.
Yeah. Or the essence of pepper, like Hot Oil Pizza in Stamford, Connecticut is some of the best fucking pizza you'll ever have. And it's just, they're just drizzling that kind of pepper oil over the pizza. You don't need to have a whole chunky, weird green thing on it. I've never had pepper on a pizza.
Okay.
Oh, the best pizza here is from Elmton, and they always have pepper on it.
The Wrap It Up light is on. Okay. Sorry, boys.
Sorry. Shout out to Elmton. I love you.
Okay. It's impossible to transition out of these conversations sometimes because my brain has just deflated into a pile of uselessness. And I
was right about Small Soldiers, by the way. Thank you, Chet.
That is impressive.
Shit, huh?
That is impressive.
How about that?
What a pull, Mike.
Yes.
Thank you. I was proud of it.
Chat chose the next voicemail and they chose dump cakes.
Hey, dumpers and the glorious chef reactions. I just think with this food-themed episode, I want everyone to talk about how in the Midwest they have a thing called dump cakes.
Yep.
Why?
Thank you, caller. What's a dump cake for
not
anyone
this
in
part
the
of the Midwest?
Not the parts I've lived in.
I'm aware of this phenomenon. It's basically taking a cake pan of some kind, dumping in, as the name suggests, a box of, Duncan Hines or some shit like that, maybe some butter, the ingredients, whatnot, and then not mixing it and then baking it. And it comes with a different texture, or it's mixed but not completely or some shit like that. Regardless, it's just kind of like an easy low lift way of making an already pretty low lift thing to do, which I think gets done from the Midwest, probably because people were busy working. You know
very
what I mean?
Busy here.
Very, it's a blue collar area, right? It's not fucking Wall Street where people are punching calculators. What a reference! Wall Street, it's fucking 1998.
Also calculators.
Yeah, calculators. Jesus
Trading
Christ.
places.
But you know what I mean? People work. People got to go up. They got to drive. They got to do this. It's an easy dessert to make for a large group of people. That's another thing. It's a larger families, more kids, blah blah blah.
Right.
So it's a thing for sure.
It should be the official cake of the voicemail dump truck, I guess.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Do we want to align with dump cakes though?
I would eat a dump cake.
You know what I like? You guys have poppy seed cake? Is that really much of a thing? My mom would make poppy seed cake.
Like a poppy seed loaf? Like a poppy seed loaf. I've had a poppy seed loaf.
It was definitely a sweet cake. It was a little lemony, very poppy seed heavy. It's my mom made it for me so much that I assumed it was something a lot of people have, but I don't know if too many other people know about it, but God, it was good.
Sounds good.
It was so good.
I like lemon poppy seed stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you, caller. Thank you for letting us know about dump cakes. I don't know how I'm gonna have one unless I make a dump cake myself.
I might make a dump cake later today if you know what I mean.
We all know you'll be making a dump cake. Yeah. Right on time.
Shit joke.
Poopy. All right, we're swinging back around to you, Chef. You're up for the next voicemail.
Let's go with sand in my mouth.
Hey, dumpers. It's Seamus. So my best friend loves him to death, but won't eat rice, which blows my mind because it feels like bugs in their mouth. It seems insane to me until I remember that I don't eat beans because they feel like sand in my mouth. And I realized I think everyone has a weird food, has a food that they don't like that they know is kind of weird. So I'm just wondering, what's the food you guys don't like that you know you're kind of weird for not liking? This is for everyone that's not Dan and Mike, because I know all the questions are for them. Also, just shout out to Chef Reacts. I love you. You became a big fan after the last Place with Dump Truck. Great work.
Appreciate it.
Love you all. Bye.
Love you too. Thank you, caller.
Thank you for becoming a fan after the last voicemail dump truck. I will say that a lot of your fans reached out and said that they enjoyed my time on the show last time. So it's a pleasure to be back. Now I'll field this one first, if you don't mind, guys. The whole like textural things bothering people, I don't think that's weird. I don't think that's weird at all. I think texture is a very big thing when it comes to personal taste, right? And like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't like. Fried pickles, for example, that's probably mine because my brain can't compute pickles not being cold. So the texture of a hot pickle, the temperature and texture combined, I don't like. So yeah, I don't think it's weird to not like rice for that reason. I mean, that's a very graphic reason to think there's a bunch of fucking bugs crawling around in your mouth.
Like,
some Candyman shit. But
yeah, I almost get the bean thing a little bit more, and it took me a
while.
But
he said like sand with beans, right?
This could be a little gritty, I guess, sometimes.
What?
But aren't they like they're round? First of all,
when you bite into them, though.
Oh, when you bite into them,
right? Yeah.
What kind of beans are you eating?
I don't know.
Sand beans.
The sand beans. Right?
Oh yeah, sandy beans.
Is that the problem?
I feel
rice
like
is more just like little noodles to me. The bug thing is interesting there.
And beans are just like gooey, you know?
Gooey? I don't think they're
Beans
gooey.
are not gooey,
they're starchy.
bud.
They're
What is that?
starchy.
Every bean I've eaten has pretty much been pretty. It's almost like a paste.
Well,
Yeah,
that's your Taco
That's
Bell
not gooey.
brain. Yeah,
Paste
you're
isn't
just
really gooey. But
you're thinking of like only refried beans, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's probably 99% of beans I've had, but like I've had black beans at Chipotle, and the black beans are not sandy; they're gooey.
I
They have a
know what
mushy-
you mean. I just don't think gooey's the word.
No,
Mushy.
Black beans are mushy. Other beans are gooey or
They're
refried
usually
beans.
surrounded in a gooey kind of like moisture-y gooey, I think maybe. But if
Honestly,
for that,
now that I think about it, I really don't think I'm exaggerating when I say 99% of the beans I've eaten have been refried.
oh yeah, we all
I
believe that
fucking
easily.
believe that.
Yeah, that's
I
the
believe
easiest
that.
thing to believe
Is
ever.
that not like the
That's the
predominant
least
bean?
surprising thing I've heard.
No, it's not predominant.
What's the
at all.
predominant bean?
It's
baked
like the worst
beans,
type of
you know?
bean thing you can have.
What do you mean? Wait, when you say worst, do you mean like your personal preference or
No,
health? Or...
it's not very healthy.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn it! Every time that was the thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna another feather in my cap. I'm eating these healthy beans here, and it's like apparently they're the unhealthy
No, you'd have to
beans.
eat like a can of just boiled.
You
baked
mean
beans.
well.
Yeah.
You mean well.
Yeah, you're trying.
What are
You're
okay?
trying.
Everyone around the table. What's the most bean you've eaten?
Probably black beans.
Black beans.
Oh, for me,
black.
it's like Romano beans, like kidney beans, Romano beans.
Oh,
There you go.
wait. What's
Those are
pin-
two
I
different
thought
kind of beans,
pinto-
but
because when you go to Chipotle, it's pinto or black, and I
kidney
thought
beans
pinto was
for me,
refried.
probably.
No, pinto's just one of the other beans in the bean juice. Refried beans are refried beans, probably made with whatever bean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought pinto
Edamame
was the
considered
same.
beans?
It's on a pod, but it's like clearly not. That's not in the spirit of what we're talking about, right?
Sorry.
Right. Come
I'll yield the
on.
rest of my time here.
Garbanzo's a fun word to say, though, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It's
yeah.
a legume. Thank you, Sir 5000.
That's
Legume.
it.
Oh,
There you go.
legume. Legume.
Well, there's conflicting information here.
So
I don't know.
let me just ask a simple question here, based on something that's a callback to what we were talking about before. Are refried beans chocolate adjacent?
No. I'm going to say no. I'll let Chef
No.
answer.
We got
My guess
the bean
is no.
factor.
You got
the bean factor.
Fuck, you got my brain kind of turning because
He does this sometimes, but don't be fooled, Chef.
Yeah.
Don't fall into the trap.
There's some trickery going on.
Is it in the same family? Would they be in like a cousin third removed at a Thanksgiving or
No,
family
because
reunion?
there's a whole process to making chocolate from taking a cacao pod and turning it to chocolate. There's a whole process versus taking beans and fucking mashing them up. No, I'm gonna say no. No.
You are a chef.
No.
Could you-
The answer is no. We're moving on to the next
Just
one.
one quick addendum, Chef.
I'm just fucking with you.
you, with your skills and knowledge and everything, could you walk into
Sure.
a Taco Bell, take a big scoop of refried beans, take it back to the chef lab, and make it chocolate?
No, what? They're not cocoa beans, Dan.
Oh, I'm so glad he
Let
so
him
glad
answer.
he
He's the
pushed-
chef.
No,
He's the
like-
chef.
No, I'm not letting Chef answer because it's insulting.
How could you think that could be a process?
Because I've learned. I went to a fucking museum and learned chocolate came from beans. So if
That
we
didn't
gave
come from
a
beans. That
professional,
part's
if
not
we gave
true.
a professional
It's a
chef
fruit.
a bunch of beans, I think he could maybe make it work.
I take back some of the stuff
I could make a chocolate dessert using beans. Yes. However,
But
I
add
would have
chocolate.
to add chocolate
Yeah.
to it. I
You
could
wouldn't
not.
get.
But the
wouldn't
refried
get
beans,
beans
you couldn't
chocolate.
turn them into chocolate.
Correct. Yeah, correct. I mean, I
Even like
would
with
in a
an
couple
infinite budget?
hours. You know what I mean?
Infinite budget, any equipment you need.
Um,
You can get a whole like Gus from Breaking Bad laboratory, do whatever you need.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm a chef, but like I'm a tradesperson. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fucking chemist chef. Like, there are chefs out there that potentially could figure it out.
Oh,
I don't believe that.
So it's
I
possible.
think
like-
you need the
I'm
ingredient.
a fucking dummy,
of
dude. I
cocoa.
barely made it out of community college.
Yeah, but
Like,
but
you're
chef,
asking
wouldn't you
me to
need
do things.
some sort of cocoa
Yeah,
element?
yeah.
Well,
Right?
sprinkle some of that in there too if you need that. I mean,
Well,
you can
That's
add
adding
stuff
what
to
you
it.
don't have.
That is
Leave that to the chef to figure out. I mean, I'm
Oh,
just
God.
I just said I could do that. I could make a dessert by taking beans and adding chocolate
this doesn't
to it.
make you
But
right.
you're
See-
saying, yeah.
Chef, he will
sounds to me
find
like you're
the-
turning beans into chocolate.
this tiniest morsel of agreement and then instantly declare
Don't be
he
nice
is
to him.
correct.
Don't be
And
nice
that
to him. Just
is
tell him
the
he's an idiot.
That's the slippery slope that we all deal with.
I mean, look, we all have our own ways of justifying our own insanity to ourselves, you know?
Dan, have you seen the latest Who is Weirder Right Now poll? It's
No.
not. It's as bad for you as it
What's
has
the-
ever been.
What is it?
62 for Dan, 1 for me.
Damn.
This show hasn't been going your way, buddy.
I think Sean hacked
Make
it or
that
something.
63.
Apparently, I'm being told it's 82 to 1. 82 to 1 who, though?
Oh, I misread it.
Not you, bud.
Oh.
You're not coming out on the right
Well,
side
I'm
of
just
that poll.
talking more. If Mike,
82 to 1.
if Mike talked more, because he's playing the long game of just like staying quieter, and it's like, oh, they won't know. How
All right,
good I am.
Just letting you talk is great. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Jeff.
Drop something for me, brother. Let's lay something on me.
Man, I don't know. I may have gotten all my weirdness out on episode 1 because it just wasn't that much of it. Because I'm actually just a pretty normal, well-adjusted guy. Actually,
Let's not push our luck here, bud.
It turns out I'm doing great over here. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll be inspired by voicemail. So if something comes to mind, I will
Fruit thing is
volunteer it
fucking
up.
Crazy. All right.
All right, let me
Yes,
just
agreed.
end it with this, and everyone just give me 10 seconds of time here, uninterrupted. I am saying that you could turn refried beans into chocolate.
I do think Dan is probably right.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
I haven't heard that
At least I
one in
got
a
Mike.
while.
I won Mike over. Okay,
I haven't
great.
heard that one in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does Mary think?
Mary, what does Mary think?
Dan is right.
Thank you very much.
Just be careful what you say, Chef. It will be used against you.
That's all right.
Professional wrestler Adam Cole.
You're probably right, Dan.
Thanks, Adam.
I don't think he's got me yet, though.
Do I not?
Evil-
Evil Uno just hopped into the call.
Dan is right.
Thanks, Uno.
I'm playing. I'm going to take this to my grave. I'm just avoiding being recorded around
Oh my
you.
God.
All right, that was a long one. We must move on.
Yeah.
Mike, have at it. The next one.
All right, maybe superior dessert will help me think of something weird about me. That sounds like
All
something a
caps,
Marvel vs.
dude.
Capcom character would say. Superior dessert. Sorry.
Tiger.
Tiger dessert.
Hi, Giant Bomb and Chef Reactions. This is Sarah from Richmond, Virginia. My husband has been a fan of Giant Bomb forever, going back to when he had to listen on an RSS feed. So I can't think of a better way than to tell him on his favorite podcast that I'm pregnant. If you guys have any valuable first-time dad advice, lay it on us. Also, settle a sibling debate. Which is the superior dessert, pie or cake? Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Wow.
Okay.
Let's
Cool.
go.
All right.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Mike, give me some
Congrats.
advice.
Advice.
How do you follow up that with advice? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing to
Also,
tell
don't
ya.
take advice from any of these dudes.
Maybe Backlar's an adult.
Oh God, I don't like
Including
any.
me, especially me.
Well, I mean, there's one kid across this whole podcast, and this kid ain't great. So
Jesus Christ.
I know,
Yeah,
chef.
that's right.
It's
Just
kind of
dropping you in
fucked
the
up,
middle of
right?
that.
you
Yeah,
haven't
Dan,
met
tell
him,
him-
chef. You haven't met him, chef.
You would
Kid's
get
rough.
along with him famously, okay? Dan's just worried he's going to get the shit kicked out of him by a 9-year-old.
I got like 3 years before he can do that.
I don't know, brother.
I almost did a spit take. You almost got
hell
it.
yeah.
I don't have any advice. All I could say is I'm sure if you two are as lovely as you sound, you'll be fantastic parents. I'm not worried about that. Just keep your child away from Giant Bomb for a decade or so, and you'll be fine.
Fair.
Pie or cake? I'm a cake boy.
I'm not really either. I like ice cream cake and pumpkin pie.
Going back to I'm not much of a dessert person, so I'm not a big fan of either. I definitely prefer cake. I don't love frosting, but obviously the fruit thing, pies are just so fruit adjacent.
What about
But
pumpkin pie?
Even I don't know, pumpkin pie is a little weird to me. I probably would like it more. I'll tell you what, one of the biggest disappointments of my life was pecan pie. Because I was like, oh, I like pecan, so I'll just eat a pecan pie. And what it actually mostly is sugar goo pie with some pecans on it, and I do not like that sugar goo.
Okay.
That sugar goo is gross and weird.
That's fair.
Interesting. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm more pie than cake. I feel like I eat pie more often than I eat cake.
Okay.
Cake's one of those things where, like, you think as an adult you could just, you could go get cake whenever the fuck you want, but I still don't. I just don't do it. But whereas if I'm out somewhere and I see a pie, I'm much more receptive to buying a pie and bringing it home with me. Also because of the travel aspect of it. You don't have to worry about the pie fucking sloshing around in the box, getting the icing on the box, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you, Mike, I'm not crazy about frosting, like especially like gritty frosting.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, like grocery store gritty frosting shit. I cannot stand that. It just it irks me to no end. So I'm gonna go pie with the caveat that I recently found out that there's something called a pie caken, which is
Like a turd Dunkin'?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with pie and cake. So it's a you're not gonna like it. The bottom is a pecan pie. The middle is a pumpkin pie. The top is like an apple crumble cake.
Oh, I can help with
and
that.
then it's all encased in like a giant cake. You can get it from Goldbelly. I'm gonna order it for Thanksgiving and do a little review on it because I saw it and I'm like, this thing looks insane.
That cake sounds like it weighs 70 pounds.
It's got to be. Yeah.
Apple crumble is so good. Mike, can you do apple crumble?
No, absolutely not.
Could you do a coffee cake?
Absolutely not.
Well, you
Not
do a
one
coffee
bit.
cake.
Well, what
Oh,
part of
sure.
the
I
crumble
love
is
cinnamon.
the apple?
I love cinnamon.
Wait, you love cinnamon but not apple? Those are like partners.
So
in
how do you
taste. What
consume
mean?
the cinnamon then?
Yeah.
Cinnamon
You snort it?
rolls.
You just snort?
I get a spoon and
Light it up,
I get real
freebase
hot.
the cinnamon?
No, like I don't know, a nice pretzel. I don't know, cinnamon toast crunch or something like that.
Rice pudding,
yeah.
exclusively rice pudding.
I do love cinnamon. Cinnamon is like the few dessert things I get excited about is anything that is like a cinnamon sugar base. That
Good,
is
though.
amazing.
Like churros. You're a
yeah.
Disney guy, so you're
Churros
always
are
getting
great.
the churros, I bet. Yeah.
But you're right. I have to be careful because that does very often get like mixed in with some kind of apple flavor as well, and that's bad news. And I can pick that out immediately.
I never order them either because I never know the difference between a churro and a cannoli. So I never order either because
What?
I don't know which one I'm getting.
What do you,
But I
they're
think
so
I know-
different.
Could not be further apart.
But I think I like both of them, and so I don't know why I'm scared to order one of them.
Which
'cause I
one?
think
Which
it's
one's Italian? Which one's the Italian one?
Oh, thank you, Mike.
Churro or what was it? Cannoli.
Cannoli.
Yeah, which
Churro-
one's
they,
the
they
Italian
both have the vowel endings.
That's tricky.
I was told that's the cheat code. Isn't it,
Yeah,
with
this
the
is a
vowel
hard
ending?
one.
That
Oh,
is
for
a
sure.
cheat code, but there's
Wow.
also
I'm
a
not
cheat
gonna look at
code hidden there.
Churro. I would guess cannoli is Italian.
Okay. Thank God.
Good job. Good job. You did it.
That took way too long, though.
That was a close call, folks.
It's concerningly long.
Yo, he totally started looking down. That's how you knew he was deep in
He
thought.
Googled
He's
it on his phone.
I wanted it to be a shoot.
He's like, I think it's Italian.
Google's like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Oh my god.
He only learned that Mike Minotti, am Italian about 6 months ago.
What? The
Would you
vowel?
assume
Was it
that,
the vowel that did it?
Would
Yeah,
you
dude.
assume that, Chef?
Yeah, bro.
Why?
Because of the last name Minotti.
There's no way he could have been
He's blind to
Belgian.
that, Chef. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand.
He could be Chinese for all I fucking know, but my first guess would be Italian.
Of course.
Man.
Minotti.
Yeah, see, it does something to my brain when you say it like that.
He's all tingly. Look at him.
I like that.
Just shimmying in his chair.
Yeah, so
Dan's speechless. You just like you have
I
relation
think other
to
people
anything.
have a superpower that I have zero of.
What about cheesecake? I like cheesecake, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I
You're
like
asking
cheesecake
me
more.
in
than
moderation.
Italian?
No, I'm just saying I like
No,
cheesecake more than cake
Oh,
or pie.
yeah.
I'm
I
really
was-
bringing it back.
I was
sorry.
looking on the voicemail list. I'm like, where the fuck is cheese?
No, I'm just bringing it back to the cake and pie thing. I'm sorry.
I enjoy cheesecake as well. I've always wanted to have a Junior's from New York. I've never.
Oh hell yeah, that's
It's
good.
good. It's good.
There was somebody like a family friend who would make very good cheesecakes, and they would actually make it in pie crust instead of like a graham cracker crust
Yeah,
or
I've
something.
seen that.
I
Interesting.
love that because as much as I'm wearing on pies, but I love pie crust. I think that stuff's
Wearing on pie.
amazing.
Do you
Just give me a empty pie crust. I'll eat that.
Do you like baked or no baked cheesecake, or does it matter?
I'd rather have it baked. Like I'll mess around for your no bake
sure.
cheesecake, but I think it's
For sure,
definitely
yeah.
better baked. Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah. I was
I'll fuck
making-
around with a no bake if I have to.
There was one year I was making cheesecakes for it. It was fun, but it took a lot of work, and I just kind of stopped at some point. But the
bake them in the
hot
water
water
bath.
bath, yes,
Yeah.
the hot water bath was a lot. And I was scolding myself a lot on that, but it was fun.
Worth it though. When it turns out there's nothing better.
Is
good
no
stuff.
bake just like cold version?
No, it's just not baked. It's still cold and stuff. So that's a different ingredient, so it doesn't need.
How do you make it?
No eggs, I think, is kind of
No
what
eggs.
makes it.
It's just like cream cheese and sugar usually. Maybe some.
You're still heating it up and stuff.
Some.
No
dude,
heating
it's
up for no bake.
No bake.
Yeah. There's nothing in there
It's not
that
like,
needs to
there's
be
not an
cooked.
alternative. You're not like frying or boiling it or something. It's just like it's a cold thing. You
Okay,
just
so
boil it.
moving on to the next voicemail.
See, I love that.
We
See,
got.
he reaches a limit like we all do. You know what? You're doing the Lord's work, Chef. Thank you.
Just at a certain
Inexplicably.
point, dude, I'm just like I can't. I just.
You're
I
right.
can't,
You're right.
You know,
Totally. We're too nice.
I can't. Let's go with ping pong.
Hi, it's Sam from Spokane. My girlfriend doesn't know what's going on right now, but Bacalar plays, it's not foosball. It's not, there's like the flappers on the side. Neither of us can remember the name. It's like, it's Tetris, but it's not, fuck! She Googled it, but I told her not to tell me, and I can't think of it, and I've been drinking. But it's not, Bacalar likes hockey, and he likes ping pong. Or, what's the name of this?
They forgot the word pinball?
Pinball. Is that really it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Bye.
Whoa.
What the fuck was that, you guys?
Forgot the word pinball.
And the voicemail was ping pong.
Wait a second. I mean, do we believe these people?
I don't know.
Oh,
is it a
fuck.
bit?
You think
Are they
they're
doing a
working?
bit?
Oh.
Seemed-
Let's play it back.
Oh, they're from Kayfabe Farms. That's called a callback.
Yeah, let's play it back. Let's play it back.
Yeah, let's play it back. I need to listen to this.
Sorry, I deleted it. 1 sec.
Because I think there is like background voices going on.
Hi, it's Sam from Spokane. My girlfriend doesn't know what's going on right now, but Bacalar plays, it's not foosball.
Just him.
It's not, there's like the flappers on the side. Neither of us can remember the name.
Yeah, bullshit. You don't know what ping
It's
pong.
like, it's
pinball
Tetris, but it's not, fuck!
It's Tetris?
She Googled it, but I told her not to
she's
tell me,
laughing.
and I can't think of it, and I've been drinking.
She just
But
Googled it
it's
because they
not-
remembered. They're
Bacalar
very
likes
drunk.
hockey, and he likes ping pong. Or, what's the name of this?
Pinball.
Pinball. Is that really it? Oh,
No,
okay.
You know what?
Is that
I
really?
think that's
Performance
legit.
Seems legit.
You can hear her giggling very
Yeah.
subtly in the back. Like, I can't believe my boyfriend is this.
No,
brain
she didn't know
broken.
either, is what he said, but she was the one who was told to Google it while he called in. So they both couldn't think what it was, but she found out first.
to Google it.
They had to Google it. I think that they're just maybe drunk and maybe a little something else. and they forgot the word for pinball.
Okay.
Seems realistic, yeah. The part where he said it was like Tetris is confusing.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I think maybe they meant Arkanoid.
Nice.
Mike. I'm with you on this one. I think they're just a little cross-faded, perhaps.
Yeah, a little goofy.
Yeah. So that was a dud. Let's go on to you oscillate.
Hey, dump truck. I have a question. What is your ideal shower knob situation? Like, I'm looking at mine, and there's 3 fucking stainless steel little knobs. Left one's hot, right one's cold, the middle one doesn't do shit. So, what's the ideal? It's like, I've seen like a lever that you turn left and right. There's like a crystal, like, plastic ball that you oscillate around. There's so many options. What's the best option?
Okay,
Thanks.
it's not that.
Love you guys.
It's a silver handle that goes 2 ways. It can be left or right or up and down. And there's a red thing saying this way and a blue thing going this way because you know what you're getting there. Because I just got done with all these like German and Japanese showers and stuff where it's like, what is the +50 button? Like, just give me red and blue. I know exactly what I'm dealing with.
It's
One
the scariest
knob.
part of a hotel is figuring out what the sour situation is going to be, right?
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah. No. Next thing you know, you're scalding your fucking balls for no reason or freezing them. I'm with you, Dan. It's the single knob. It just moves counterclockwise. Starts at 6 p.m. moves counterclockwise. Heat is past 12, going towards like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Cold would be 3 p.m. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Perfect.
Yeah, but like,
by the way, I have a clean read of you now, Chef, saying I'm with you, Dan.
Fuck. Damn it.
Dang it.
Damn it.
It comes for us all, Chef. It comes for us all.
Trying so hard too.
I like the 2 separate knobs because then you can mix. You can like mix them in a way that you see fit. Where you're like, just a dash more of hot. I just need
you just move the one knob a little bit more towards
I understand it's essentially the same thing, Mike. I get it. But for the purposes of like what I want to feel the control I have, okay? That's what I want to mix and I want to mix it.
You want to feel like you're in Die Hard with a Vengeance. And the 2 explosives that are mixing together. The ones that by themselves are innocuous, but together, a paper clip will blow a chair off the ground.
Be somewhere else, right?
Yeah. All right.
Hell yeah.
That's fun. That is more fun for sure.
It is more fun. It's also the better of all the Die Hards.
I don't know about that. But
No.
Yeah?
Oh, the Die Hards?
Third.
The Die Hards?
Yes.
It's
Oh,
1,
yeah.
4,
No.
3, 2, 5.
Whoa. Okay.
Hold on
One
a
is.
second.
I'm with Dan. 4 is so underrated. 4 is super
I've
underrated.
never seen 4.
4 is great. 4 is great.
That's the one with Justin Long?
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. First of all, it's not the second best one. It's not a bad movie, but it's not the second best one. How dare you put
He
it above
serves a
Die Hard
Harrier.
with a Vengeance?
Dude.
Okay.
With a Vengeance is close.
So
It's very
I
close.
think everyone universally is like, okay, 1 is the best.
One is
fine.
the
Sure.
best one.
One's the best.
But
One is the best
3 is far and away the best.
Three-
Three's
as-
my 4th favorite one.
3 is a better standalone movie.
It's a
than
beautiful
1.
New York movie too. Like it's
Hot
such
Town
a New
Summer
York.
in the City, dude.
Oh, it's one of the best New York movies I think there ever
man.
is.
The puzzle element is great. Yeah.
Simon Says, the puzzle element.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy
Important
Irons
thing-
just killing it, dude.
The important thing is that everyone agrees that 5 is the worst one because I think
I didn't even
I've
see
seen
it.
worse movies than
one's
5.
that? I don't even know.
That's
if
the
I
one
saw
where he
that
goes
one.
to Russia to like help his son.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
I
A
don't-
Good
I
Day
don't
Die
know.
Hard.
I
I've
don't
seen
even
worse
think I
movies,
saw
but
it.
I have
probably
never.
did.
I've never enjoyed myself less in a theater than when I saw Die Hard 5. It was rough.
That's fair. That's fair. But to put 4 above with a Vengeance, that's
Slightly.
fucking criminal.
Slightly.
1,
No, you're
4,
wrong.
2, 3, 5. I admit that I'm kind of hard on.
Hold
3
on,
for some
and then you
reason.
put
It's been a while.
You
It's
put
been a while.
2
That's him.
above with
That's
the
him.
Vengeance.
Kind of like 2.
2
I like
is
airports.
insane.
I like airports. I don't know.
No,
I
it's
like
not.
I think airports are fun. I think it's a good aesthetic.
No, it's the worst. 2 is the worst.
It's not the worst. Look, I'm due for a rewatch. This is based off of
Sounds
like,
like
Christmas
when I
time.
saw
Watch it
them
at
all
Christmas.
15 years ago. There you go. So yeah,
I just
we'll
watched
get to
with
it.
a Vengeance about a month ago with my wife. She had never seen it.
My wife.
Yo.
And which is there nothing better than being able to watch one of your all-time favorite movies with somebody who's never seen it
Yeah.
before?
Cops are into something. You could steal City Hall.
Boy, does Dan have a treat for you then, because he's got a favorite movie. He's made me watch it twice lately. It's called Noobs, and I'm sure he would love to watch it with you. It's this really underrated commentary. Oh, you made me watch it twice.
Because
it's about a Gears of War esports team that has to travel across the country.
I definitely didn't see it.
Noobs with the Z.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Yo, so before I forget, Dan, you had posted an audition tape for Beauty and the Geek.
Yeah.
Were you on the show?
No, my mom had me audition for her birthday because she wanted me to be on it.
My mom had me audition
and they liked me so much, but she was upset because like one of the questions, like, we're in like a hotel in Kansas City, and these producers are like loving me, and then they ask, okay, who won the Super Bowl last year? And I was like, oh, the Patriots. Like I was watching football fairly regularly that time, and afterwards my mom was like, why did you know? You should have pretended you didn't know the sports thing.
Yeah,
but they liked me a lot, so the next year they called me back. So that was just a few extra clips I posted recently. Chef, there is a like long video on YouTube of much more of me auditioning.
I was hoping you were going to say that you were on the show, because I cannot tell you how fast I would have fucking sprinted to whatever streaming service had that.
I was down to the last 16, and they brought 8 in. So I was down to the last 16. Did you
tell them the egg white story? Because I think that would have cinched it for
you.
you.
The audition was probably adjacent to that time. That was probably happening concurrently.
Damn, what a missed opportunity for the rest of the world, though, huh?
Yeah.
We could have had that art forever.
That would have changed everything. That would have changed your whole trajectory. I bet.
Literally, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow, that's...
All right. We only have a few voicemails left. Dan, we'll let you have one more here, and then we'll toss it over to Chef for the last one.
Let me do Casey Joe's.
Hey everyone. First of all, my daughter's first birthday, so happy birthday, Eloise.
Happy birthday.
Second of all, I just listened to last week's podcast, and Dan brought up Casey Joe's again, and I think I'm having a Phoenix Down moment here. Is it Casey Joe? Like the name Casey? Or is it KC Joe? Like Kansas City? I'm just a little lost here.
So, okay.
Bye.
So here's the thing. It used to be Oklahoma Joe's, and it was known as like the famous Kansas City barbecue. And I believe it was probably like a family that like started this on their farm in Oklahoma or something like this, and opened up at this gas station in Kansas City. Anyway, they were around as Oklahoma Joe's forever, and they realized that's weird. This is a KC institution. Everyone knows Kansas City and Oklahoma Joe's. So they actually, I think technically it's Joe's KC, Joe apostrophe S, KC, like KC Chiefs. So that is it. It's Joe's KC.
It does sound a lot like Casey Jones from
That's what I
Teenage
thought.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Sure,
That's what I thought.
Yep, but no, it's Joe's KC. It's the best part.
That's your Burt End place. I might have to get some.
That's the place. I got a bunch in the freezer up there. Had some like a week ago.
Casey Jones from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
As he got older, he's been in like a bunch of like, he's now like that guy. You know what I mean? Like
his name's like Elias, right?
Something like that. I saw him in I forget what I was watching the other day, but I was like, that's fucking Casey Jones, but like way older.
Very
I was like,
familiar
I need to
face.
get a colonoscopy.
Man, I think a lot specifically about his delivery at the end of the movie where Shredder's been like pushed into the dump truck, right?
Yeah.
And like he just walks over to the lever. The guy's like, whoops, and like pulls it down and crushes him to death, seemingly at the time. He was fine. We find out in the sequel.
Little did we know.
Secret of the Ooze, which was by far my favorite movie ever when I was a kid.
You don't like oozing things, though. We established this.
No, but I like mutagen ooze that can turn animals into superheroes. Mutagen. Yeah, if I ate an apple and I suddenly learned ninja skills, then I maybe would be into it.
You sounded like the hotel workers from one of the Cheech and Chong movie where they go to Amsterdam. I forget what Mr. Burt Reynolds, Miss Dolly Parton. Would you like some mutagen?
Which Cheech and Chong movie is the one that has Pee Wee Herman in it, like before he was a kid's character? I saw that scene and it's weird.
I forget, dude.
It's wild.
I
thought that was just some character he was doing
since I was like a kid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell into those movies way too early also, so a lot of it was lost on me.
Yeah. Like, 7th grade sleepover. watching fucking a VHS of Up in Smoke, not knowing like
You're just like, I don't understand 98% of these jokes.
yeah. We're just laughing because there was a tit. You know what I mean?
I never saw them, but either Cheech or Chong is the voice of one of the dogs in Oliver and Company by Disney. So.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's. And
I
then,
haven't seen Oliver.
He's done a lot of.
It holds up.
Yeah, that's Cheech, right?
It's good.
Was that
Oh no,
the one-
Tommy Chong. What? Yeah.
Is that the one where Rodney Dangerfield is a dog?
No. That's Rodney. That's Rover Dangerfield.
That's right. Okay.
Not a bad movie.
I saw
That was
Rover
fun.
Dangerfield. I saw Rover Dangerfield.
I have
like
a soft
that.
spot for Rover Dangerfield. He's like a showgirl's dog, and then he ends up in a farm. It's a real fish out of water scenario going on there.
He gets absolutely no respect.
No.
Somebody in the chat on YouTube said saucy nuggets, so that's going to be my selection for the last one. Whenever I think that's
saucy nugs.
All right, we'll get
Saucy
there.
nugs.
Keep that in mind. Rodney Dangerfield. It was just the 20th anniversary of his passing.
Aw,
Crazy.
20?
so
Really?
Yep, 20 years.
Man,
doesn't
it's been
feel
that
like that
long.
long
That makes me
ago.
feel old.
I'm going to watch Back to School.
Hell yeah.
God, that's great.
And young Robert Downey Jr. in that movie
Yep.
as well.
He's like a
Kurt
punk
Vonnegut?
rock anarchist kind of dude. Yeah.
What a movie.
Thornton Mellon. Love
Thornton Mellon. Wow. Or Ladybugs. Remember Ladybugs?
it. Yo, let me tell you something about Ladybugs, Jeff.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I recently watched Ladybugs. My wife is writing something about soccer, and she watched it for sort of like just to remind ourselves of like what that era was like.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Try a little problematic.
Problematic is
in today's
charitable.
day? Okay,
Problematic is
all
a
right.
charitable way to describe Ladybugs. It is so unspeakably fucked up. Like
It sounds about right.
I mean, look, watch it again because you'll just have a laugh at like what we used to sort of think was funny and okay, I guess.
Dude,
It's
there's
time
a
capsule.
whole like I'm watching I'm currently on a rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I had never I watched it when I was younger. I never rewatched it. And Angel's like 200 and something years old and Buffy's 16, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
You know?
dog. Yeah.
It's just kind of
Hey.
Anyway.
Wild times.
It was a different time.
Different trajectory, absolutely different timeline, if you will. All right, I'm gonna pick one more, and then we'll go to Chef for the very
Hell yeah.
last one
Hell yeah.
of the day. Jan, can I get "While We Were Dating" .mp3?
Hi, my little dumplings. I am so happy to be calling you guys. You guys are awesome. We have gotten so much joy out of you guys. I'm calling because I would like to say happy birthday to my lovely husband, Hernan, who actually introduced me to you guys while we were dating, and I did not run away. So I'm very happy to have my husband have introduced me to you guys, and I'm wondering, what kind of things are you guys grateful for your special other having introduced you to? All right, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Yes, a very happy birthday, and I'm glad we could help close the deal.
I like being called dumpling too. It was just like when Chef called me Minotti, very Italian. Like it was good.
Dumplings, what I call like when I don't drink a lot of water, and only the little ones come out. You know.
It's the right podcast for that. Oh, that's a sweet question. Let's go. What do you, Dan? You get something aside from just like everything. Right?
The million, that's the thing. There's a million just experiences in food and all sorts of movies and stuff. I would say Megadeth. I remember because she's really into metal, and you know, I basically just have the like metal I heard from wrestling, which is like Pantera, Motorhead, Metallica are the ones that I know. And she was like, I think you would like Megadeth. And she showed me the video for Sweating Bullets, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, all right, yeah, I get this. This is like cheesy and weird, but also awesome, and I got pretty into Megadeth. So yeah, that's one of the first ones that comes to mind.
I agree. Your taste in music has gotten way better since you met. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Chef, you got something?
Yeah, I mean, mine's gonna be cheesy, but she introduced me to being more receptive to good things happening to me. I was used to just bad shit happening and expecting more bad shit to happen, and then kind of, thinking that like especially when this chef reaction stuff started popping off, it was very difficult for me with my for my mental health, just kind of dealing with, the influx of comments and hate mail and all this shit.
Sure.
And I was only seeing the negative part versus seeing the good part of it. And I think she's helped me embrace the better parts of life versus fucking lingering on all the shit as my brain is programmed to do. So that's what I would say.
Hell yeah, and that is not cheesy, man. That is awesome. That's kick ass, and I in many ways can understand where you're coming from, because I think our partners make us better people, right? And I know that's what my wife has done for me. I am an empirically better person,
sure. 100%.
well-rounded, right? Yeah, having her in my life. So beautiful all around. Thank you, chef. Well said. All right. Well, I mean, how do we top off the show if we don't talk about saucy nuggets and
Saucy
get the hell
nuggets.
out of here? Let's do some saucy nugs.
What's up, dumpers and chef? Hello. I wanted to get y'all's thoughts and opinions on the new Wendy's saucy nuggets. They've got honey barbecue, parmesan, buffalo. Should we have more saucy foods? Could that get the likes of Mike Minotti and Dan Riker to try new foods? Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Sauce is a good way to get me to try something new. I will say, saucy nuggets, that kind of sounds like you're just asking for soggy nuggets to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just dip them in the sauce. That's
Just
worked
dip 'em.
for eons. That's fine. I don't know why we need to shake them in there 30 minutes before I eat them.
To me, it's tough because it's like for instance, buffalo wings. I love the taste of buffalo wings, but it is such a commitment and such a okay, I need to be at a place that has a giant paper towel roll here. My hands are going to get absolutely filthy and sticky.
Sure.
I'll see buffalo wings sometimes on an appetizer platter and be like, that's insane. I'm not going to have 2 buffalo wings and ruin my hands for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So it's the saucy nuggets. I bet I would love. I like Wendy's chicken stuff a lot. But the idea of getting it from Wendy's and getting my hands all nasty, unless it was boneless and I could eat it with a fork, I've been reluctant to order. Same with Popeyes.
They are boneless.
Oh, they are?
They're nugs.
They're nugs.
Dude.
Nuggets never have bones. Nuggets is like the meat paste.
You think they come with a fork?
I bet you could ask for one.
I own forks.
Or you
I
have
was
one
going
of
to
your
say,
own
you
forks.
probably own a fork at least.
I have a bunch.
Oh, shit.
Maybe I'll order some. Maybe I didn't even think about the fork factor.
The fork factor.
Yeah, I just turned it down because I'm not going to mess with that with my hands.
I like to dictate my level of sauciness. That's all. If I have the option, I'd like to, maybe this brings us back to the 2 knobs. Okay, maybe that's where we're going with this. I just need to dictate that.
You're a control freak.
Freak.
This is not a new concept though, right? Boneless chicken bites have been around.
Sure.
They've been a thing. They've been covered in sauce, so it's nothing new. It's a marketing ploy. I agree with Minotti in the sense that they're not going to travel well. Anything that you get through a drive-through in the first place has a definitive time limit on it, where once you reach a certain access on that graph, it starts to deteriorate very quickly, right? So you're playing with fire right off the hop. To throw sauce in the mix on something that could already be questionable when it comes to texture by the time it cools down, I don't know. I like to dip myself. Also, I like fucking around with multiple sauces. Maybe the first bite I've got honey mustard. Maybe second bite I'm going into barbecue sauce. Same nugget, but I'm going different flavor profiles in between bites, right? So I think I'm no sauce guy for me.
It makes sense. You got to have that control. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I do that with Taco Bell all the time. I need fire, hot, and mild.
That new sauce is pretty good. The one you have to pay for. I don't know if it's permanent, but it's good. It's like a fancy. It's like a fancy new. It's like some designer sauce thing. What is it, chat?
The designer Taco Bell sauce.
No, they're like, it's like this guy who's like a sauce master. Disha sauce.
Disha?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's only it's like a quarter a packet or something. Disha hot. Yeah, it is quite good.
Disha hot sauce. Look at that. Okay.
Shit. All right. Good to know. Well, this has been a journey. That's probably the best way to put it. Chef Reactions, dude, it's always such a goddamn pleasure having you here. You are
Thanks for having me, guys.
Such a delight. Really appreciate it. Where can everyone find you? Where should we be looking?
Yeah, Chef Reactions on all platforms. YouTube is the one that I'm trying to grow. So youtube.com/@chefreactions, or just find me at Chef Reactions on YouTube. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here, gentlemen. Like I said, your what do you call your dumpers? The dumpers have been
dumpers.
They've been very kind to me, and they've embraced my previous appearance on the show, and I'd like to come back and do it again. I have a blast. I became a fan after I didn't listen before we did it the last time, but I have since, and I've become a fan of the program. So I appreciate it. I would love to come back.
We'd love to have you back. Maybe we have you on a standard, like non-food specific episode and see.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
If you want to hear really, really bad takes on other things, on food, I'm like semi-qualified to talk about food. But no, at Chef Reactions on all platforms. I'm still blown away by everything that's happened to me, including being here today. So thank you very much.
All deserved.
All deserved. It's our pleasure, Chef. Always awesome having you here. 707 Exit Flute. That's the phone number. Leave us a voicemail for next week's episode, and we'll be back at it. Big thanks to Dan Reichert, Mike Mignotti, and the one and only Jan Ochoa running behind the scenes, curating these voicemails. Thank you again, Chef. Thank you to all the chats, and we will see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.